So with that out of the way, of course, let's go ahead and talk about mining pools. This is an interesting one, and we'll kind of get into it. Hopefully you guys will understand the concept, but what 2miners has done here is essentially make it to where lower, I guess, smaller hash rate farms, primarily like in-home farms or just like in single rigs, maybe at home, or just a single GPU in your gaming rig, and you're mining along on 2miners. And the way mining works or functions, just to give you guys an idea when you're mining to a pool, is basically you go out and you request the information from the pool. It gives you some work, you do that work, and in exchange you get shares. Those shares, when a block is found, will then be calculated against all the rest of the remaining shares, and then you will get a percentage of whatever that block reward is. So what ends up happening on, of course, smaller GPUs is that there's a chance on really quick blocks, etc., that essentially the block won't actually pay you out anything because you didn't gather enough shares during that round. And so what 2miners has done here, and we'll get into it, is essentially increase the amount of shares that are available total. So this just came out a couple minutes ago actually, but I think it's worth noting. They increased the number of PPLNS shares from 300,000 to 1 million for the Ethereum PPLNS pool. This will not change your daily reward anyhow. This should just help small miners with low hash rate, for example, a single video card, to participate in a larger amount of blocks. So essentially, because there's more shares, if you think about it like this way, because there's not fractions of shares or anything like that, because there's more shares, you're not going to necessarily like increase the amount of ETH that you're mining, but it will give you more of a potential to actually obtaining shares during a round, which means you'll actually get a reward for the block as opposed to previously where you wouldn't. Now for larger miners, there is potential here of a little bit of a decrease in profit, probably not much noticeable, but it is possible, just because essentially what's going to happen is there will be some shares that are actually given out to the smaller miners. So depending on where your farm sits, whether you're super small or super large, you may want to take this into account in the changes at 2miners. From the decentralization perspective of things, I think this is awesome. Obviously, like preferably everybody has a GPU and everybody mines and everybody gets some sort of profit. That is ideally what you want in a decentralized network. And I think that this, coming from 2miners, is a great change. It's just really going to be dependent on your farm size and that sort of thing, on whether or not you want to participate at 2miners or look somewhere else. Remember, King is going to be reducing stale shares, which is directly related to latency. So if you're looking pure profit wise, make sure you're testing the pools and that you have a good connection there. So that is pretty much where we're at as far as that goes. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.